All right, this section talks about significant digits and why they're important, about measuring with different types of rulers. And here are the rules that I reference in the solutions. Here's the first problem. And so for each of these, the rules are listed like this one's Rule 1 and Rule 3. So 1,405 meters, 4 significant digits. The 1, 4, and 5 count because they're non-zero. And the main question is, does the 0 count? It does because it's between 2 significant digits. For B, 2.50, the 0 counts because of rule number 2. Rule number 2 says that zeros after a decimal point, final zeros after a decimal point, are significant. And this is a final 0, right? It's after the 5. For C, these zeros don't count because they're placeholders. For D, these zeros do count because they're in between 2 significant digits. Here there are no zeros, so both digits count. Don't worry about the scientific notation. Those digits there don't count for significant digits. Here the 0 counts because it's between 2 significant digits. So that's significant digits. For rounding rules, if you're going to round to 2 significant digits, then that means that your cut line has to be after the second digit. The 0 tells us to stay. So 1,400. 2 digits again, our cut line's after the 5. That means that the 5 stays because the 0 is under 5, but the 0 disappears. There we go. For C, 1 significant digit, that means your cut line's after the first significant digit. The first significant digit is the 3. The 4 tells us how to round, it tells us to stay. So 0.003. And here, 3 significant digits, the cut line is after the first 0. There's a 0 after it that tells us to stay and not round up. And so the answer is 12.0. For actual operations, these two are addition and subtraction. When you're adding, the trick is to line up the decimal. Same thing when you're subtracting. So here, our least precise number is 3.4. It only goes to the 10th place, which means our answer can only go to the 10th place. So I draw this little cut line. I do the math normally. So the 2, I add it to nothing, to 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 3, 7, and then this is 10. And then I look here, and the 4 tells me to not round the 7 up, but just to stay. And so 10.7. Here with subtraction, again, I can only go to the ones place. So I do my math normally, put in a temporary 0 here, do my borrowing, subtract, I get 36.7. The 7 tells me to round up, and so 37. Notice I'm boxing my answers and putting my units. That's important too. These are multiplication and division. With these, it's not about lining up the decimal. It's just about seeing which number has the fewest significant digits. And for this one, it's 3.40. The 0 is significant because it's a final 0. And so we're limited to 3 significant digits. So we do our math. Then we put our cut line after the third digit. It says stay. And so 24.2 centimeters. Here, they both have 2 significant digits, so our answer is going to have 2 significant digits. Even though when you do the math, you get a bunch of digits out this way, our cut line just needs to happen after the 3. The 0 says to stay, and so the answer is 8.3, and it was meters divided by seconds, so it's meters per second. And that's it.